Alright, so a bit of a different setting this week. So you can see I just finished up a race. I don't know if it's coming through. I did the official Steelers 5K today, and I set a new record. So I can't really elaborate much at the moment. There's a lot of people here, but yeah, I just wanted to say that this is a great race for me. I broke my previous 5K record of 3 years, and yeah, I feel great. So, oh god, this sun's killing me. As you can see, they have Rib Fest going on. Just barbecue from all over the US. Just happened to be the same weekend as the race. So yeah, I don't know. I lined up this morning. I knew if I was by the 8-minute 30-second mile pacers, I'd come in right around my 5K record from last month, which is right around the 26-minute mark. But I was feeling a bit bold, so getting ready to start my inch up from the 8:30 group to the 8-minute group, and I held on pretty good for the first start. But once we got to like the half-mile mark, I don't know, I just felt like I had so much more energy. So yeah, I hit the half-mile mark and I just took off. For a while my watch said I was going around a 6-minute 55 pace. I did end up slowing down and settling in at around the 7:30. I did not catch up to the 7:30 group pacers. I was getting close though, I could see them. I almost bridged the gap, which technically means I was running faster than them because I was catching them. But I did end up settling in at the 7:30 minute per mile pace, which is pretty crazy for me. Like I said, most recently I was a 26-minute 5K runner, and my 1 mile was around the 8-minute mark, and I started averaging 7:30. So I hit the first mile mark around 7:30. I hit the second mile mark, I think at like 7:39, and I knew that I was going to be in good shape, because at that point that's what, like 15 minutes, so I'd have 11 minutes from that point to do 1.1 miles and tie my record. So I can run a mile in less than 11 minutes, so I knew I was going to set a record. What I didn't know is how much I'd set it by. I got near the end of the third mile and just completely decided to disregard my watch. I was gonna run whatever felt right, didn't care what the number said. And yeah, turned the corner into the stadium and did not look at my watch even when I stopped it. But as I was running by the finish line, they had a clock there that had the time, and I saw that it had 23 minutes and however many seconds. And so last month I ran it in 26 minutes. The fastest I've ever done a 5K was back 3 years ago whenever I was 30 pounds lighter, and I did it in 23 minutes and 23 seconds. So I don't know, I didn't know at the moment if I broke that or not, because I think it said something like 23:40, but that's from when the race started, and I wasn't lined up at the start of the race. It's by your personal time for when you cross the start line. So I knew the time from the start of the race was 23 minutes and 40 seconds, but I didn't know what my personal time was. So yeah, I crossed the finish line, walked over, got my medal, and that's when I finally decided to look and see how I did. And I set a new record, 23:19. I beat my old fastest 5K by 4 seconds. And yeah, I don't know how that happened. I'm in the middle of peak marathon training. I'm not in great shape, but I'm sore. My runs are starting to get up there, and I'm keto right now. I don't have any carbs. I set my old record when I was on carbs. So yeah, if I wasn't keto at the moment, that would have been so much faster than that. Would have easily broken 23 minutes. So yeah, I don't know where today's speed came from, but I was just feeling it. So yeah, this was a huge win. Was not expecting to set any records today. In fact, I was kind of bracing my mind for, if I don't set a record today, I'll still be happy. But yeah, I shaved almost 3 full minutes off last month, and I broke my all-time record. This is officially the fastest run of my life, and just came out of nowhere on a random run. I'm still 7 weeks out from my marathon next month. I don't know, we'll see. I have set the bar pretty high for me. Well, it doesn't look like there's too many people out at the fountain today. They have it closed off for renovations. They're hosting the NFL draft here next year. They want to make it all fancy. So fortunately the fountain is turned off and fenced off, but you can still go near it. But yeah, not too much else to report. Trail running is coming along great. Met a lot of really cool people, and I'm going to be a regular there. So I'm going to keep that up for the time being. I think I mentioned last time that I put my name in for the Tokyo Marathon. I am not too confident at all for it. From what I'm reading online, the chances of getting in through the general entry, which is what I did, is anywhere from like a 2 to 5% chance to a 10% chance. People are arguing what it is, but it's not good. People online discussing how many years it took them to get into the race. So I put my name in. This is my year 1. Probably gonna be a no, but I put my name in. So I think my plan, I think I mentioned the ultra marathon I was eyeing up. It's gonna depend on Tokyo. They're releasing who got in about 2 weeks from now. If I get into Tokyo, I will not do the ultra. If I don't get into Tokyo, I'll do the ultra instead. So that's the plan at the moment. Doing both of them would kind of eat up a lot of my schedule, and then I go right into Ironman training. I'm kind of already training, so it'd be something crazy like 13 months in a row with no breaks. So I can't do both. So we'll see. If I get into Tokyo, that's what I'd prefer. But if I miss out on Tokyo, I'll do the ultra and then get a little bit of rest before my Ironman training starts. But yeah, I think that's it for today. Don't have too much else to report. Yeah, one last view of the stadium. And then this bad boy. But yeah, that was a great race. Actually really consistent pacing for me. I think all 3 of my mile splits were within 10 seconds of each other. So pretty consistent. Didn't really fall off. Kept my speed throughout and set new record. So I'll catch you in a bit. We'll see if I can bounce back for a 15-miler this week. Alright, future Sean here. As you can see, I just finished up at the Pittsburgh Irish Festival. I was out here volunteering all weekend, helping running some booths, all sorts of little things. I figured I'd come on here and give some updates because it's been like a whole week since I recorded the last part. I just never got around to putting it up. Things have kind of changed a bit. So I ended up finishing out the week fine. I had a really rough long run. Did not handle the 15 miles too well. I was fine until about mile 12, but then the last 3 miles were just torture. Still kind of feeling it in my legs. Today is Sunday, so I had my weekly trail run, and I kind of felt alright for that. But I don't have any speed left. That race on Monday really took it out of me. I'm still not back to full. Haven't really exerted myself that hard in a while. I usually take my runs nice and slow and relaxed. But this last Monday at that race, I really kind of pushed my limits and I'm still kind of feeling it. What is it like? Almost a week later. So yeah, looking at my schedule, I actually just signed up for another race this coming weekend. Really interesting. It's the first year they're running it. It's the Steel City Man versus Horse race. If any of you are familiar with ultra running at all, you'll know that a lot of it has a lot of history with horse racing and doing trail runners versus horses. And they want to kind of start up a scene around here. So this year is going to be their first year running it. And I signed up just on a whim yesterday because I don't know, they were advertising it in the run group that I'm in, and it's their first year, so I kind of want to be there for the first running of it. So yeah, basically I'm doing a half marathon through the woods on a trail, racing against other humans and horses. So that'll be a unique experience. We'll see how it goes. I have to go to a mandatory safety meeting coming up to make sure they know just kind of the etiquette of being around the horses, making sure I don't spook them as I'm running by, stuff like that. Hopefully it goes well. Like I said, it's their first time doing the event, so I'm expecting some growing pains, but it's going to be exciting to try something new. But yeah, I'm thinking through my schedule for the rest of the year, and especially this week showed me that I'm really fatigued right now. And I'm trying to think of when I'm going to have time off. So I think that ultra that I was talking about, I'm just going to skip it. If I get into the Tokyo Marathon, I'll do that. But if I don't get into Tokyo, I'm just going to take the next couple months off and relax. I can't completely take my foot off the gas because there's a half marathon I want to do in February with my family. And I want to do the Pittsburgh half. But I don't need to do full-on marathon training for that. So I'm going to kind of ease up come October. I'm doing a Halloween-themed trail race with my running group on November 1st. So that'll be exciting. I actually bought a costume for it and everything. Hey, geez, I don't know if you guys can see this. There's like over 100 grasshoppers jumping around me right now. I am just kind of in a random field here in the parking lot. They had a really solid weekend outside of running. Yesterday they had a convention downtown, a bunch of anime and cartoon voice actors, and I got to meet someone from one of my favorite characters, got him to sign some stuff. And then, yeah, just this festival this weekend's been awesome. Maybe I'll throw in some clips of it, but really unique experience. Someone that I knew that I volunteer with the Pitt Alumni Association introduced me to this. They wanted me to come volunteer too. So I figured why not? They give free admission, free food, free parking. I don't know if you can hear me over the train. Yeah, that'll probably do it for this week. I gotta go rest up. Back to my marathon plan tomorrow. So we'll see when I get this posted. One last look at the Cary Blast Furnace. It's where the festival is held. But yeah, that'll do it for this week. Like I said, I got a big race coming up next week. I have a half marathon and 10K in Dayton, Ohio, I think 2 weeks after that. And then I think 3 weeks after that is the Columbus Marathon, so I'm getting there. But yeah, that's it for now. I'll catch you guys next week. Alright, so continuing on the video that never ends. I don't even know how many segments of this I've recorded so far. I'm just having issues just sitting down and putting the video together, so we're just gonna keep going with it. It's a whole arc at this point. So yeah, I don't remember what the last update I had was, but last week I had my first trail race. Really humbling experience. I am a road runner, very new to trails. Was not used to the elevation at all. I thought I'd be fine since it was only a half marathon, but it really destroyed me. A lot of respect for the people that make that their primary form of running. It is not very translatable to road running. Really unique experience though. The premise of the race was competition between horse riders and runners, and really unique experience. So glad that I got to try it. I came so close to getting my first last place finish. I had it stolen away from me. But technically, there was a horse that DNF'd. So, I guess I now have the bragging right to say that I beat a horse in a race. But yeah, that put a lot of doubt in me. I failed that race pretty hard. Significant pacing issues. Did not handle the elevation well. And I did not have the technical skills to handle the trail. I still finished, but it really shone a spotlight on how different trail running is to road running. I really enjoyed it though. You just don't really get an experience like that on the roads. I'm not gonna lie though, I had a lot of doubts coming into this weekend after that. So I just got back from the Air Force Marathon out in Dayton, Ohio. And going into the race, I was scared. I did the half marathon challenge, which is you run the 5K the day before, and then day of you run a 10K, and then as soon as you cross the finish line of the 10K, you run a half marathon. Anyway, I was panicking a bit because my longest run to date this year was 15 miles, and I didn't really handle it well. I was really sore, and I really struggled through the end of it. So, doing a 10K and a half marathon, you could do the math, it's roughly 19 and a half miles, especially because there's distance to cover in between the two, the start line and the finish line. So, needless to say, I wasn't too confident going into that, having struggled through a flat 15 and failing a 13-mile trail run. But yeah, I just got back from it yesterday, and it went really well. I had my first sub-hour 10K in a long time, which it's not too impressive, but it is so much faster than I have been. And the course wasn't too hilly, but it had some, it wasn't free. Had to work a bit for it. Did feel really good to have a downhill going into the finish. But yeah, I finished really strong. It's odd how much I struggled with that 15 miler 2 weeks ago. And today, or yesterday rather, my watch put it at 19.8 miles, and I was fine. Not only was I fine, I was nowhere near tapping out. I could have run a marathon yesterday if I wanted to, and I honestly believe that. So yeah, it's kind of crazy how that works sometimes, especially because I did not take a rest week leading into it. I had that challenging race with horses, and that really wore me out. So, I'm not gonna lie, I'm really looking forward to the marathon now, because I am gonna have some time to rest before it, and I am gonna be tapered. So, I don't know what I want to do. I have lofty pace goals that, using yesterday as a benchmark, are probably unrealistic, but at the same time, I'm performing so much better than I expected. So I don't know what to do. I really don't want to go out too hard in an ego run and ruin the race and just have a miserable time out there. But at the same time, I want to swing for the fences, so I don't know. I have some thinking to do. I still have about a month until race day. I think once my taper starts, I have a 14-mile long run planned. I think I'm just going to cap it off at half a marathon and instead try to go for my goal race pace and just see how it feels. Because if I can't meet the pace now at the half distance, I'm probably not gonna try anything too risky race day. I'd rather just enjoy my experience out there than push for some arbitrary time. But at the same time, I do kind of want to know if I have a chance. So that's my plan. In about a week or two, I'm just gonna give it a show and see how I can handle a half at that speed. Yeah, not much else to say. Gonna try to get better to put these out there. I do like to kind of have something I can go back on later and just kind of, you know, review everything, see how it all went down. Have this kind of vlog for myself to look back on later. But yeah, the journey is almost over. This really flew by fast. Tomorrow, or next week rather. Actually, at this point, I'm like 5 days away from my last long run before the taper. So it's here. I don't know, it felt like I'd have a lot more time than this. Still really surreal to me, the progress I've seen this last, like, honestly since August. Was not expecting to be doing as well as I currently am, especially after how rough July was for me. Crazy to think back to, like, back in January I couldn't run 1 mile, and whenever I did run my first mile this year, I think it was around 12 minutes, and now look at me. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do for the marathon yet. I haven't made up my mind. I'd say my preference right now is more towards enjoying the experience and taking it for what it is, rather than ego running and trying to hit an arbitrary time goal. So it's kind of where my head's at the moment. I've had a lot of really cool experiences this year. A lot of races that have been truly unique, and that is honestly so much more important to me than trying to just meet these random times. So yeah, that's the update. This is gonna be a long one. I don't even remember how many of these I've recorded without uploading them, so I'll see what I can string together. I'll probably have one more video out before race day, and that'll be it. This is all about the eventual Ironman though, so this isn't the end, but it's kind of the end of a chapter, so get a nice little break. I probably should mention kind of like goal updates for a bit though. I've mentioned other races I was looking into coming up. So here's where I stand right now. I got the notification from the Tokyo Marathon that I didn't get in, which it's fine. Wasn't really expecting to. They have such a low chance of getting in through the general lottery that I knew my odds were slim. But I figured I'd throw my name in just to see what happens. I'm doing it for sure in 2027. I'm committing to donate to charity next year. I don't really have any way of fundraising, so I'm just gonna set aside the money on my own and just donate it all. I'm getting in through that guaranteed next year. I'm not gonna leave it up to chance. In a way, it is relieving that I didn't get in. It would mean that I'd have to daisy chain marathon into marathon with little time in between at the moment. I have a lot more in my life that's going on. And this gives me a chance to kind of rest up a bit over the winter. So yeah, I'm not too bummed about not getting in this year, but I am pretty resolved to guaranteeing a slot next year. And it's kind of nice, you know. I've been to Japan before. It was probably the favorite trip that I've ever been on. And if I were to get into the marathon, it'd be nice to go back. But I mean, it would all be centered around the race. I wouldn't really be able to enjoy myself out there. So in a way, it's probably for the best that this isn't how I return. So yeah, that's off the table coming up in 2026. And I mentioned the ultra marathon before. I think this trail race that I just had kind of showed me I'm not really ready for something like that. I probably could muscle my way to the finish. It wouldn't be pretty, but I kind of want to be a lot more prepared for whenever I eventually do that. I think right now I just need to take some time to decompress. I need to remember why I'm doing all this training. And for me at the moment, the answer is to become an Ironman. So that is my focus next year. All these other things are nice, but they can all take a backseat for a bit. Doesn't mean that I won't ever do them. So yeah, I'm gonna have a brief period into winter where I don't have any races coming up. I'm gonna relax a bit. I'm not gonna completely take my foot off the gas. I'm really not happy with my current physique. I want to lose more weight. It is really hard to do when you are training for high level endurance events and you need to fuel yourself. But over the winter, I can totally focus on weight loss. Who knows? Maybe I'll come out the other side of my cocoon with some abs or something. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing over the winter. Nothing too crazy. Just eating right, going to the gym. I have some smaller races I want to participate in. Nothing further than a half marathon. And I'm not taking them seriously as far as pace goes. It's just going to be kind of to do them to experience them. Not really pushing for records. At the same time, it'll kind of help me bridge until my next training gap, because I won't be starting from zero. I won't be completely gassed out either. So it's kind of my plan. Maintenance level running through the winter. Nothing too crazy. Work on losing weight. Get the physique I want. And then really put my all into becoming an Ironman. All these other races can wait. Like I said, I have one half marathon I'm looking for in the start of the year. I'm doing the half at the Pittsburgh Marathon. I want to fit in 70.3 Ohio because I have unfinished business there. And I need to make that right. And I might want to try to work in another 70.3. But I might just leave it with the one. I'm not sure. And then just full focus on the Ironman in Tennessee. So that's where my head's at. That's what I'm looking forward to. I've got about 1 month till Judgment Day. And then I get to relax a bit. So, doing pretty good at the moment. Guess that's it for now. Probably give another update the week before the race. But as of now, I've officially hit my longest training run of the session, and I nailed it. So from this point, it's all downhill. We'll see how it goes. I'll catch you guys in a bit.